Hi, I'm Ray Talawas II. Buenas noches, good evening. Today is Saturday morning, April 13th, around quarter of 2 in the morning. This is the cigar review, the video cigar review of the Henry Clay um, Warhawk, Henry Clay Warhawk Robusto. Yeah, I just got in today. Just came in from going out tonight. Over in Maryland, Baltimore, Maryland, that's where I am, where I'm shooting. Went out with some friends tonight. It was pretty much a cold, rainy night. I don't usually get home this early in the morning. Um, I usually stay out later, but it was such a cold, dreary night. So I mean, it was not too much happening out there. Didn't feel like hanging out at a friend. So because the bar scene was really not that great where we went, and had called in early morning. Like I said, I don't usually. I usually come in like later than now on a Friday or Saturday night. So I mean, I was kind of disappointed. So I decided, like, what would make me happy, and I said to myself, well, I think I'll smoke a cigar, and then you know what happens after that. It's like, if I'm gonna smoke a cigar, then I may as well shoot another cigar review. So I know I shot a review earlier in the day, but I felt like smoking a cigar, and so here we are. A special cigar, the Henry Clay Warhawk. This brand new cigar just was released in March of this year. My tobacconist, Davidus, Davidus, in Towson just got these in. So it just came out this year in March. And my tobacconist just got this in, and he was showing me some of the cigars he got in that day or whatever. Did a little bit of research on the Henry Clay Warhawk. Henry Clay's a pretty old brand, actually. It's been around for a while. I've liked Henry Clay's for a long time. Um, I just have. I mean, they're really good cigars. And it comes at a very good price point. Like I think this particular stick cost me like $8. That's not. I mean, for Robusto, that's reasonable. I mean, that falls into the reasonable vicinity of a reasonable amount to pay for a good cigar. Yeah, so here we are, Saturday morning. Gonna have some coffee. Like I said, it's Saturday, April 13th, 2019. Easter, I'm Catholic. I'm Filipino American, so most Filipinos are Catholic. Easter is next Sunday. So, just gonna spend some time with family and, have a nice Easter dinner, go to Easter service. I know Passover, I think, is either on the same day also. So some holidays are coming up. Ramadan, I researched, is Sunday, May 5th. So that's about around the same time as Easter and Passover. Um, uh, Ramadan actually lasts for a month. Um, what I researched was from Sunday, May 5th until June 4th. So it's a rather long kind of observance. They do a lot of fasting, is what I believe, during the day. And I think they're only allowed to eat one meal, and that's at sundown. And I think that's right. So I mean, you can always Google it. Everything is like, well, if I don't know, just Google it, right? I mean, like, Google, the term Google it kind of like has taken the place of the term search it or whatever. You know what I mean? Use a search engine, search it. No, we don't do that anymore. We just say Google it. You know what I mean? It's become synonymous with that phrase. And it is what it is. I mean, that's the sign of the times, you know. But I like Google. I use it. I use it. I mean, there's other engines out there, but Google seems to be the one most people use. So, like I said, the cigar for this cigar review is the Henry Clay Warhawk. Um, I'm going to give you a little of a background because it's a brand new cigar, and there's going to be a trilogy of cigars released by Henry Clay, and Warhawk is the first of the trilogy. I'll give you a little bit of background on Henry Clay the person and Henry Clay Warhawk the cigar. I'll be pairing this with a few beverages, some water, good old American water, cafe, or coffee, depending on what language you speak. Um, Good old Newcastle, brown ale from London, England. Man, I really do hope they solve that Brexit problem over there in jolly old England. It's probably not that jolly anymore, but over there, I mean, not to make light of that situation, because it's a very serious situation over there. Politically, it's dividing the country over in England, and I really do hope they find they find the solution that they can all agree on, because a very Brexit is a very pressing issue over in England, and it could have serious economic consequences for England and Europe. You know, if they don't solve that problem, and I'm hoping they solve that problem in England over Brexit. Brexit, if you don't know, is short for Britain exiting the EU or European Union. And the final beverage is uh, because Henry Clay was such a important American. I thought that I should include a very an American bourbon, and my favorite bourbon, Woodford Reserve Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, bourbon from Kentucky. Gotta love it. My favorite bourbon, my favorite liquor. Anyways, that's the review. The focus of the review is the Henry Clay Warhawk Robusto. All right, gonna hit a break. Hoping you guys are all having a great weekend out there. Hoping the weather turns better tomorrow. And I'll catch you later. Hasta la vista. Ciao. Okay. Nihama. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Qué tal? How are you all doing? Welcome back to the first portion of this cigar review. The previous portion was the intro portion of my cigar reviews. But the cigar for the review for today is the Henry Clay Warhawk. If you don't know, Henry Clay was a very important politician and statesman. I believe in 1800s. He was he was he was he was he was a very important person during the War of 1812. I'm going to give you a little bit of a review or history of Mr. Henry Clay and a little bit of history on the brand new release, Henry Clay Warhawk Robusto. Okay, can you just give me a second here? All right, this dissertation is from Tobacco Business Magazine. I got this article off the internet. So this is announcing basically. the release of the Henry Clay Warhawk. So let me light a cigarette though. I mean, I do better reading when I smoke. Altadis USA has announced the upcoming release of the Henry Clay Warhawk, the first in a three-part series of cigars that is being called Immortal Trio. Warhawk is a nod to Henry Clay's role in spearheading the movement that eventually led to the War of 1812. Clay was a Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives in the early 1800s. Known as a staunch nationalist, Clay was among a group of young Congress members who pressured President James Madison to defend the U.S. by declaring war against Britain in 1812. He believed that the military force as the only option left to right British imperiousness. Warhawk was a term that emerged during this period of American history and is now used in political circles to refer to someone who favors war as the ultimate option in resolving a conflict. I think Auburn University, I think one of their nicknames is Auburn Warhawk. That's what I believe. Auburn University is in Alabama. I think that's a war. I think that's Auburn. The Henry Clay Warhawk captures the spirit of this phrase and era by going against tradition and ditching the Henry Clay's brand typical Connecticut broadleaf wrapper. Instead, this cigar will have an Ecuadorian Connecticut wrapper, a broadleaf binder, and Honduran filler. Henry Clay Warhawk is described as a complex cigar with unique flavors and plenty of spice. And then it says announcement on the next cigar in the Immortal Trio series is expected to come soon. It says that the Warhawk comes in 3 different vitolas: Corona, Robusto, and Toro, and ranges in price from $7 to $8 per cigar. Yeah, I think I paid $8 for this cigar, or $7.50. Great price. I mean, I've always loved Henry Clay. You might know Henry Clay also partnered with Pete Johnson of Tatuaje to produce the Henry Clay Tattoo, I think it is. Henry Clay also has a stock cut cigar. I mean, Henry Clay's an old cigar brand named after the important statesman and Speaker of the House in the 1800s, Henry Clay. Very important statesman in American history. Very fitting that I'll also be preparing for the last liquor for this cigar review with the cigar with the Woodford Reserve bourbon from Kentucky. Just a great American bourbon for a great American statesman, Henry Clay. All right, so let's go ahead and got this beautiful brand new just released cigar. So like I said, I went to my local tobacconist in Towson, and he was like, yeah, these are some of the new cigars we got in, and I had to pick it up because I love Henry Clay, so and the price was right, so. Really sweet tobacco. Like I said, the components of the cigar is Ecuadorian Connecticut with the binder is Connecticut broadleaf, and the filler is Honduran. I love Honduran tobacco. Honduras makes some great tobacco, grows some great tobacco, and makes some great cigars. Just love Honduran tobacco. Go ahead and toast the old foot up. Come on, baby. Doesn't want to seem to cooperate. I know this about the cigar. This lighter can be temperamental. So before this review, it wasn't lighting consistently for me. So before this review, I tested it and it worked, and now it's not working. So I don't know. I mean, I'll just go to my Cigar, which always hopefully will work this time, or I'm just gonna have to light with a Bic. So I'm hopefully I have fuel in this thing. Let me see if I have fuel in this thing. A little bit of fuel. All right, just cross my fingers. There we go. Yeah, baby. Hmm. Alrighty. Feels like it has a good draw. Toast the old edge of the foot. Alrighty, that's done. Sometimes it can be quite a production, but it's a beautiful cigar. Ecuadorian Connecticut wrapper. Just a beautiful cigar with a beautiful red and white primary band of Henry Clay. Um, and the gold Warhawk secondary band. It's a beautiful cigar. I mean, it's a beautiful because like it just the look of it with the tannish wrapper and the red and white band and the gold, especially with the gold secondary band. It's a very attractive cigar. Wow, that's strong. Honduran tobacco can be strong. That tasted like cream, tobacco, and charcoal. A wonderful combination in my book. Cream, tobacco, and charcoal. It's a wonderful combination. Charcoal has a way of like brightening up the tobacco and cream. Just a wonderful combination so far. Ooh, that's power. A lot of power coming from the cigar. A lot of charcoal. I'm tasting cedar now. Charcoal, cedar, and power, and tobacco. Yeah, that's really delicious. Kind of like classic Connecticut flavors, but more pronounced, more flavorful, and more power. Very strong start to this cigar. There's some Newcastle. I mean, my heart and my prayers are for England. Um, hopefully they'll come to some kind of resolution that is satisfying for uh, for both parties in their government. Here's to you. Here's to Great Britain. God's help. Cheers. Newcastle is so delicious. Has a caramelly kind of malty flavor, but very light bodied, which is kind of interesting because like it's got such nice bright flavors of a brown ale, but very light in body, very easy to drink, as you can tell. Mm, that's delicious. Pairs well with the old Henry Clay. We got a lot of pepper, power, cedar. The cream, I'm not tasting the cream anymore, and I'm getting more cedar now. Cedar and pepper and power. Let's see what it's like to the retro ale. Some like tobacco and lemon. I always get lemon these days through the retro ale. It's been consistently like that for like 3 months now. Very interesting. So here we are in the first third of the Henry Clay Warhawk Robusto. Brand new release, brand new 2019 release. I think this is part one of a trio of cigars being. This cigar is produced by Henry Clay, but Altadis is the corporation or tobacco company that owns the Henry Clay the Henry Clay brand. So this cigar is made by Altadis, which is a Spanish company based out of the Dominican Republic. But this is part one of a trio of special cigars that are being released by Altadis. Whether or not all three cigars are going to be Henry Clay, I'm not certain about that. Wow, just I'm getting like charcoal and cedar and tobacco, pepper. All right, so here we are into the first third of the Henry Clay. I'm gonna give you one last tasting of this Henry Clay cigar Robusto and head into the next break. I'll smoke this cigar down into the second third, and I'll give you tasting notes of the Henry Clay during the break. Wow, I'm getting that custard again with a rich custard, rich tobacco, also some power and charcoal and spice and pepper. I can feel it. I can taste it. The spice right there on the tip of my tongue. My tongue is tingling. So there's some spice and a lot of pepper. Wonderful smoke. Just rich tobacco, pepper, spice, charcoal, power. Just delicious. All right, I'm gonna head into the next break. Hoping you all are all well out there. It's Saturday morning, 2 o'clock in the morning. Just got in from going out. It was rainy and cold for spring night. So got in a little bit early, so I decided to smoke a cigar and shoot a review. So all right, I'm hoping you all are having a wonderful weekend out there. Um, hope you all get home safe. And for everyone in the world, all around the world, I wish you peace, safety, and happiness. All right. Ciao. Okay, welcome back. Nihama, ¿cómo estás? How are y'all doing again? Into the second portion of the cigar review of the beautiful Henry Clay Warhawk Robusto. Beautiful, I say beautiful. It's a beautiful cigar. I mean, a beautiful Connecticut color with the beautiful bands of white and red and gold. And also beautiful tasting. Man, over the break, as you can tell, we're into the second third. Over the break, I was tasting sweet custard, savory custard, cedar came in. I mean, the profile would switch from draw to draw. I mean, the custard would take turns with the cedar, and then custard again. There's always pepper in there. Not very spicy. There is spice. I mean, like in the first third, I was tasting spice, and my tongue was tingling. But over the middle third, I wasn't getting too much spice. A lot of pepper though. A lot of cedar and a lot of sweet custard and a very good tobacco flavor. The cedar has a way of lightening up the shade of tobacco flavor that I taste. So it was kind of like a light colored tobacco that I was tasting with the cedar. And the custard is just, it kind of like, they also took turns, like a savory custard with like tobacco custard flavor, and then a sweet custard flavor. What a scrumptious cigar. Tell you one thing, I'm going to be buying multiples of this very soon. It's not a box. So wonderful, wonderful cigar. Getting spiced now. That was spicy with cedar and pepper. Just a wonderfully enjoyable, complex cigar. Just a wonderfully enjoyable, complex cigar. Want to touch on construction. Construction is flawless. The draw, I'm getting easy, heavy, just strong, thick tobacco smoke coming out. Easy draw, off the easy draw. And the burn, I mean, the burn is really good, if not flawless, or a razor. Haven't had to touch it up once. Just a wonderful draw and burn. Uh, uh, Cigar components of this, or smoking components of this Henry Clay Warhawk Robusto. The body is full, flavor is full, and the strength is medium full. Just a A+ experience right now. I mean, for an $8 cigar, I mean, I mean, damn. I mean, if I was a rich man, I would buy boxes, plural, of this particular cigar. Just a wonderful smoke, with some classic Connecticut flavors, albeit pronounced and very strong Connecticut flavors. Just wonderful. Let's see what the cigar is like through the retrohale. Lemony, spicy lemon. All right, so for this great American, for this cigar named after a great American, we may as well have a great American bourbon. To pair with it, the final alcohol for tonight is the old Woodford. Oops, the old Woodford. Woodford Reserve, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, bourbon out of Kentucky. Kind of makes me wish I was living in Kentucky, or I was from Kentucky. I happen to be from another southern state, Maryland. next to the capital of the country, Washington D.C. Um, I mean, if I was living in Kentucky, I'd be a very proud citizen of just to live in Kentucky because they produce such great American whiskey. Good old Woody. My favorite bourbon. There it is. Probably about what? I guess that's like probably like 2 ounces. Mmm, smells like bourbon. I love bourbon. This bourbon always makes me happy too. So that's probably why I love it so much. Whenever I drink it, I'm happy. It's just delicious. Wow, just so smooth yet flavorful. A little bit of spice too. Very delicious. Great with the old Henry Clay. Yeah, I mean you could tell this burn is like razor. You know what I mean? This burn is like freaking razor. Construction A plus. I mean, man, I mean, for an $8 cigar, for any price cigar, this is just a great cigar. A plus so far. Wow, that was really strong tobacco flavor along with custard, pepper, um, really strong tobacco. Leather came in and spice. Just a just a very complex, rich tasting cigar. Just wonderful. All right, so there it is. It's the springtime. Um, it is officially Saturday morning around 2:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in Baltimore, Maryland. Yes, I'm a Baltimorean, hon. I mean, I'm proud to be a Baltimorean. We simple folk in Maryland. I mean, like in Baltimore, be more. I mean, we just want to be happy. You know what I mean? So it's 2:30 in the morning, Eastern Standard Time, April 13, 2019. Easter is next Sunday. Today's Saturday morning. Um, I'm wrapping up for Easter. Families are coming over, and I'm wishing you all, happy holidays, whether you partake in Easter or Passover or Ramadan, or whatever holiday you partake in. I wish you happiness for those holidays and peace and well being. All right, spice, just sweet tobacco and custard. Just it's a great cigar, man. A great Connecticut. This is a great example of a Connecticut. I can't recommend this highly enough. It's just really good. All right, I'm gonna head into the last break, into the last portion of the cigar review, of this cigar review of the Henry Clay Warhawk, brand new release for 2019, part one of a trio of special releases by Altadis. All right, I'm gonna hit my last break. Hope you guys are all well out there, and I wish you peace. All right, bye, con Dios. Okay, welcome back. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Nihama, to the welcome back to the final portion of this cigar review of the Henry Clay Warhawk Robusto. To the final third of the Henry Clay. Man, I have to tell you, this cigar is just beautiful. It changes profile like from draw to draw, and it really keeps you interested, and it really keeps you like kind of on your toes, because it switches off like a very very sweet tobacco, to a custard, and then to a sweet custard, and then to a very sweet tobacco again, and pepper is always on each draw. Spice comes in and out. And there is charcoal too. Charcoal brightens the palate, brightens up the tobacco and the custard, along with the pepper and spice. Just a very interesting cigar. Named after a great American, statesman, Henry Clay, in the 1800s. Very, very integral person in the War of 1812 against Great Britain. What a last! This is a very great tribute to a very important historical American figure, Henry Clay. So a great. This cigar is a great tribute to him. Power. There's also power in the cigar. A lot of power. Power comes in and out, but there's a lot of power up the exhale draw. A lot of pepper on that draw. Very, very good, strong tobacco. For $8, I mean, damn, dude, this is a great cigar. Yeah, I'm definitely buying multiples, and probably in the future, I'll probably buy a box at least. $8 a stick. I don't even know what it's like on the internet, so I don't know. Just wonderful. So yeah, we're talking about like the holidays, the spring holidays. Easter is next week, along with Passover. I think they're both on next Sunday. And then Ramadan, I think for Muslims, that's on May 5th, which lasts to June 4th. So those are the spring holidays right now for what I know of. And for whatever holiday that you celebrate during the springtime, I wish you only the best. But so being a Catholic, I have Jewish friends and everything. I've never really celebrated Passover with them, but we'll start with the Catholic one since I'm Catholic. Easter is coming next Sunday, and usually we go to service, usually around noon. And Easter Mass is usually a very long Mass, like about an hour and a half, I guess. And then we have like Easter supper or Easter dinner. Usually, traditionally, I cook, a leg of lamb, because Christ was the lamb, the sacrificial lamb or lamb of God. That's what we Christians believe, or Catholics anyway. And so we usually have a leg of lamb and maybe a ham, and green beans and rice. Being Filipino Americans, we have rice, and some sort of dessert, and maybe a few more vegetables and everything. And it's usually a time for family, um, a time to be happy, that the Lord has risen for us Catholics, and just a time to spend with family, and and kind of like, celebrate, the life of Christ, and that's what us Catholics believe, and that colors the way we celebrate Easter. So, I mean, I don't want to be like, kind of like, it's just what we believe, you know what I mean, as Catholics. Whether or not, I mean, I realize that the diversity of the people of the world and the many religions that people believe in, I'm not the kind of person who says, well, I'm right, because I'm not. You know what I mean? There's too many people with too many religions to say that what is right and wrong. I don't go there. I'm just kind of like telling you what we observe on Easter. I'm not telling you anything other than that. But wait, that's what we do. I mean, it's not a joyous time for us. It's just like, we celebrate Easter under those circumstances. So, but it's a spring holiday, so there's the Easter bunny that's associated with Easter, and Easter egg hunts and painting Easter eggs. So there's a lighter side to Easter too, because it's spring, and the spring season, kind of makes everyone happy. So I hope the happiest spring and spring season and happiness for everyone in the world. Drink this drink of Woodford Reserve is to everybody in the world, for everybody. I wish you happiness and the spirit of spring. Um, I hope it brings you happiness and rejuvenation, safety, and peace. Chin chin. All right. Just that was tobacco, cedar, and pepper. Oh, cedar comes in there too. I just want to say, just very, very strong Connecticut flavors in this cigar. Had a lot of pepper in that one. Custard. All right. I think I've described this beautiful, beautiful in looks and in flavor. Um, this beautiful Henry Clay Warhawk Robusto. I think I've described to you as fully as I can my experience with this beautiful cigar. Lemon through the retro, yo. Um, my recommendation for this cigar. Actually, let me go over the properties of the cigar. The construction is A+. Draw is full, very full, easy, voluminous amounts of smoke. The burn is just perfect. I mean, like, I haven't had to touch this up once. Just a great burn too. So construction A+. Smoking components of the Henry Clay. Body is full, flavor is full, and strength is full. And I already described all the flavors that I'm getting from this very complex cigar. My recommendation for the Henry Clay Warhawk Robusto, 5 out of 5 stars. I mean, considering the price of this cigar, I would say it would score higher if it was anything higher than a 5, but we're relegated to a 5-star system here. So anyway, that's my summary of this beautiful Henry Clay cigar. Let me end this review the way I usually end my reviews. Happy holidays out there, the spring holidays. I wish you all the best. I wish you peace and happiness and safety and well-being. I wish you all good health, good wealth, good fortune, the best of friends, most importantly, family. Happy spring holidays out there. Vaya con Dios, amigos.